Hello everyone and welcome back to Inside Plainmoor. We hope you're all keeping safe and well. Now this week we've been speaking to United manager Gary Johnson about the negotiations he's been holding with the United players following the National League's decision to curtail the season last week. Here's what the gaffer had to say. Hello again, Gary. Obviously probably sounds like I'm a broken record here, but how's the past week gone?
It's okay. We're surviving, and we're healthy, and fortunately, most of our close family and friends are healthy, and obviously we've got family and friends at our football club, and from what I know, everybody seems healthy. So we keep our fingers crossed that our personal family and our professional family are all well. So we wish them to stay well for the remainder of this pandemic is around.
Absolutely, that is the most important thing above all else. Despite the obvious lack of footballing action, it's still been quite a busy week for you behind the scenes, Gary, isn't it? Are you able to just run through that with us?
Yes, I can. We've been very busy talking to players that are out of contract, trying to keep as many of the boys as we can, as we've put a lot of time into them, and we as a club believe that they can take us to the Football League, along with players that we may be looking at to bring in to join those players. But it was important to get a group of players that knew our game. So, the club has shown great loyalty to the players in offering them contracts before any other club, for their from May the 2nd for a year. Obviously, the furlough comes into play, and you end up being furloughed, but you have to be in contract, and then their new contracts start from whenever furlough finishes. So the boys know they've got that assurance, and their families have got that assurance from our club that they'll be earning money from now until May the 1st, 2021. And that has got to be massive in this current situation that we're in. You'll find in a week's time, 2 weeks' time, so many players will be wondering where the next penny's coming from, especially the players that are out of contract, because clubs won't do what we've done and guarantee their players another contract. Because at the moment they can't afford it. Yes, they can furlough, but they can't furlough without the player being in contract. So that's where the difficulty lies. So I'm pleased that it is the majority of the players that have come back pretty quick and said, thanks, and yes, we'd like to be part of the club going forward. And then there's always going to be a couple where you have to say, look, I'm ever so sorry, I don't think you're going to play in our first team anytime soon, so you need to find pastures new. And then at the other end, there'll always be a couple of players that feel that the other man's grass is greener, in their heads, and with their representatives have decided that they want to keep their options open in the hope of getting a club, getting another club that may pay them more. It might be a league club. So we're just waiting on those, really. I mean, the deadline is probably just passed now, if it's gone 5 o'clock. But the deadline was today, tomorrow, when the contracts finish. So we're still waiting. So we can't really say exactly who is signed and who hasn't, and who's been moving on until probably after the weekend. But credit to the football club. They've done us proud, and it enables me to keep the players that we've got, the majority, work hard to try and get the loans that did well for us, and then add probably 3 or 4 players that we'll be bringing in when we can. So, we as a coaching staff, and as a club, we're confident that this group are ready and more experienced now to move on and challenge a lot earlier and a lot longer, given that we don't get our injury problems that we had last year. I've never had that before, So hopefully that was a one-off in someone's career.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we all echo that. I mean, like you said, there must be a huge boost that the club has acted so quickly and decisively, because these chats that you're having now will clearly have a direct impact on anyone that you're looking to bring in from outside the club ahead of next season, whenever that will be.
Yeah, I think that hopefully people will see that this club looks after its players and its coaching staff, and staff, and that's to find a club like that is fantastic, because it does give you that players that security, whether they're young, old, they may have a family, they may have a mortgage, all that sort of thing. And I think we'll find that there'll be a lot of players out of work, because clubs will be tightening their belts because of the pandemic, and because they're waiting to see whether the leagues are going to start again. They're still laying out money, and I'm sure and have decided that it means that they won't be able to sign many players on, if any, until football starts, and we don't know when that will be for those players at those clubs. But thank God we're not in that situation as a club, and hopefully the lads will pay us back when the season does start, and we're looking forward to that happening as soon as the pandemic is down far enough that we can play with safety.
Yeah, absolutely. It's I mean, although it's obviously disappointing that the season has petered out the way it has, the experience that particularly the young players will have gained from those 36 games that did take place will be of huge benefit to them next season, won't they? Almost serving as a trial run of National League football for next year. Yeah,
experience is the key thing, especially with young lads, because we find young lads. We go out to find the young lads that we know have got ability, quality, and we work not only on their physical fitness but on their mental fitness. We've had some players this year that have been better than last year at clubs they were at, and some that were already at this club before I came, where you work on their mental state as well, and you give them a particular role to play, and keep hitting it home and telling them that you have got the ability to play the game that we want you to play. It's just when it comes, you've got it, but when can it be consistent enough to be regular in the team, or to be regular at the top of the league? And that's what we sort of pride ourselves on. So of course you don't want to lose that with the efforts that you've put in already, and the players that have gained that experience. We want to use the work we've done for the coming season, because they will definitely be better, and given their quality, I believe with the few that we're going to be bringing in, we're going to be competing. And of course our club officials feel that way as well, because they back me all the way.
So it's great to hear. Now obviously we're looking forward to hearing more about the next season's preparations over the next few days and next few weeks. However, we've also been looking through last year's archives this week, and we've uncovered this classic moment from the club's Champions DVD. Now, this took place, this particular event, following the win at East Thurrock. In case you haven't seen it, here's what we're referring to. Okay, so Gary, can you just talk us through what the original plan there was and how an impromptu aerobics session ended up taking place?
Yeah, well, boys will be boys. The original idea, we was going to stay overnight after the historic game because we felt that we needed to have a cool down, if you like, in that area so that we didn't get home the following morning at 3 o'clock in the morning because it was a Tuesday night game. And then we had a game on the Saturday and we didn't want to waste the day like getting home tired, giving them a day off. So we decided to use the Wednesday as a cool down time for the players in the pool, in the gym, and then come back at a reasonable time. They then could have a break ready for Thursday, Friday to prepare for the Saturday. Anyway, we decided to do an pool aerobics session ourselves, our own session, and didn't realise that the pool had double booked with a group of ladies, young and old, doing dancing in the pool to music. And I think the boys suddenly found that that was more exciting to them and that they would join in that rather than our session. And Dan Vazu, who was doing the session for us, looked at me and I went, let them enjoy they'd had the win, let them enjoy the work with the aerobics lady. And they got right into it. The ladies enjoyed it, the boys enjoyed it. There was safe distance between because there was the lane rope that we were behind and the ladies were in front. And everybody clapped each other at the end, and it made for a very entertaining 20 minutes for everyone.
It certainly made entertaining viewing as well, Gary. It's well, that almost wraps things up for another week. Obviously, we're back again next week with all the latest news from inside Plainmoor and all the developments that go on throughout the week. In the meantime, just like to say thank you to everybody for their continued support. I know Gary will echo those comments. It really is hugely appreciated at this moment in time.
Yeah, we just want to stay safe and stay healthy. That's important because we're going to need every one of them when the season does come underway, whenever that is. So we're hoping there's light at the end of the tunnel. For us, it will be the new season. So we're looking forward to getting back together only when it's safe. So for now, we just have to stay calm and, as I said, stay safe. So regards to everybody, and hopefully we'll see each other soon.
Absolutely. Well, we'll catch up again next week. In the meantime, as Gary says, take care and keep safe.